This is college football at its absolute best.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
I love it, baby.
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! Out of by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Thursday, February 20th. I was watching some March Madness highlights right before we hopped on, Landon, and we're getting close, man. We're almost there.
What's that song that they always play?
One shining moment.
yeah. Was that playing with it?
No, I don't think I watched like probably 4 Instagram reels of it, and I don't think that was overlaid one time. And that's a great point. That's kind of a miss by those creators.
Yeah,
that song does. Hot take. That song's not good.
I feel like it's only good in that moment.
I do get the nostalgia. Like, it rocks. I love when it comes on. It rocks. But objectively, viewed from not a March Madness lens, that song sucks. Kind of like if you're a Liverpool fan, the OG You'll Never Walk Alone, which is what they sing after games. It's their anthem, I guess. That song sucks, but sung in Liverpool with drunk soccer fans, it rocks.
Ooh, are we going to say Sweet Caroline sucks?
No, Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline rocks.
Okay.
You don't think it's a good song?
I mean, I just thought it was one of those songs where it's a lot better when a whole crowd sings it.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is better, but I think it's a great song.
Okay.
I'm white. Of course I love it. Ba, ba, ba.
Dude, new house, huh?
I was going to say it's good to be back here, too. I would like to apologize for my setup tonight. Pretty weak, and I'm running on a hotspot with an iPad currently. So please bear with us. This is not typical More Important Issues, technical difficulties. If we hit them tonight, it's just part of doing business with AT&T.
Yeah, I was going to say taking it way back. I mean, let's get out the Guitar Hero microphone and just start it up again.
I might have to. If this had a USB hookup, I'd be in on it.
You'd be in.
About the only thing I got set up right now is one of my first things, Landon. You can look back at the cabinet. It's got, you can't even see it from back there, but we'll have to do a tour of it because I realize I do have some cool stuff. I mean, there's a Christian Moore signed baseball card in there. I've got Hunter Hensley's signature in there. Tony Vitello's signature in there. I have a Peyton Manning rookie card. Not worth anything. I looked it up already. It's some random card, but I found it at a vintage shop. Trying to write. I've got a 1998 Sports Illustrated post-national championship.
Okay.
I guess you don't realize some of the things that you – like I knew I guess I had all these things, but then after unpacking them, I'm like, oh, man, I've got a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, it's cool to like I have baseball cards. Obviously, I don't look at them every day, but when I go back and like actually open it up, I'm like, huh, that's pretty cool.
We also have Chase Dolander's signature that I forgot I had.
Okay. We got an Amari Thomas one somewhere too, don't we?
Yeah, we have Amari Thomas. I don't know if I have Cooper Mays'. I think I have Cooper Mays too.
Okay, I got a Joe Milton.
Yeah.
QB1.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it was fun. And then I've got a shout out to Southwell High School. I've got a state championship ring hanging up in there too.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, front and center.
Yeah, they should have ordered me one.
Next time.
I don't have anything to do with. Yeah, next time. Just sign me up. Go ahead and add me to the list.
There'll always be another. Don't worry. It is good to be back. I mean, we're gonna talk about basketball, obviously, and baseball, and we're gonna recap a lot that's happened this week, preview what's coming up, where I have been moving. Moving's always sucked, but doing it in the full on adult stage is the worst. Like having to work in the midst of all of it.
And it's freezing cold.
And it's cold, and then just normal stuff on your schedule. It sucks. I told Landon I didn't get to watch any baseball this weekend. I didn't get to watch the basketball game on Saturday. It was right in the middle of me moving. I just saw the final, and I was like, oh, cool. Took care of business, whatever. And kind of scrolled through. I looked at the box score, and it's not alarming. I guess you have to – I guess it has to be good in some aspects to score 18 in the second half. But, I expected more turnovers. I expected a worse shooting percentage when I realized that Tennessee was down 13 at the half, I believe.
Yeah. So
I told Landon that's the best way to watch a Tennessee game, I think, is to not watch it and just see what happens on the end.
Especially this year. You don't know. It's a different team each half. So, yeah you just – I think that's a good point. Maybe I was thinking maybe Gamecast, but I don't even know that. I think you just maybe
wait.
take a long nap and wake up 2 hours later and see what happens.
I did that during the Georgia game in 2023. Was not effective.
Yeah.
I actually fell asleep right after Jalen Wrights ripped off that 80-yarder and then woke up pretty sad.
It is fun, like betting on basketball and like waking up the next day and checking it and see the team that you bet on lose by 20. That's fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
But let's get into before we get into everything, guys, go check out our good friends at Hovey Dry Goods, hoveydrygoods.com. I got the hat, rocking it. Go check them out. 15% off your first purchase. With a new email, go check them out and get you some of these hats. They got some new ones in the works. They're going to get us some proofs over, I think, next week to show them to us, and I think y'all are going to like them. So, go check them out. Get them while they're hot. 15% off your first purchase with promo code MORE.
What if they don't like them? Because you haven't seen them yet. You're kind of just hoping.
Oh, I know what they look like already.
Oh, you've already – thanks for saying
I guess
that.
I've seen a proof. I haven't seen an actual, picture of
Was that in an email?
Yes.
Oh, well. All right, I'm going to go look at that right now because I obviously haven't been able to look at much this week. In my personal email box, which was clean up until last Wednesday night, I have it just says 99 plus next to it and unread. So if you've emailed my personal one since last
You're killing
Wednesday,
it. That's like a whole day of just going through emails. Maybe more than that.
they're not all they don't all warrant response. I'd say 10 of them warrant response.
But you have to open it because if not, then it's going to show.
We'll open or click delete. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's been fun. I'm loving it. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's get into it. Let's fire this thing up. Let's
much needed bye week. I think for everybody, for you, the moving and everything, much needed for you. I think for Tennessee basketball, much needed. What did you do instead of watching a basketball game this week?
I've just been unpacking and
to
get stuff together. It's not been fun. It's not been a fun one.
Last night, especially last night and maybe even Tuesday night, it was cold outside. It was going to snow. They were out of school. Those are the games I wouldn't mind a 9:00 tip.
Sure.
That wouldn't have been the worst thing. But yeah, we don't get anything. So I did what I said a second ago is bet on some college basketball, played some COD, and woke up the next morning, saw the team I bet on lost by 20. So
yeah, awesome. It was. It's hard for me to enjoy other teams' failures in the midst of Tennessee games. Obviously, if Tennessee wins, I can enjoy an Alabama or Kentucky failure, whoever's. So that Alabama getting knocked off and getting 110 hung on them at the same time this week, outside of Tennessee not playing, that was enjoyable. That made this week better.
Okay. Seeing who? I'm sorry.
Alabama.
Yeah, that was the team I bet on.
Would you just bet on them to win or to cover?
Yeah, I was like, okay, number 3 team in the country plus money against Missouri, who I didn't think was that great, and now they're saying like, oh, they could be the best team in the SEC. So, whatever. I'm just gonna start betting on Auburn, so they'll suck too.
I like that strategy.
Yeah.
Auburn's annoying. I'll say it. Auburn's annoying.
Which they sucked last night too.
What was their final? Didn't see that one.
They won by like 6.
7.
Okay.
67-60.
Against Mississippi State? Arkansas, that's right. Yeah. I knew it was some red team that no one gave a shit about. So
I think it's proof that I think this is true for most Tennessee fans at this point, that you hate a coach when they're like, you might love a guy on your sideline, but when they're on the other sideline, you despise their existence. And that's Bruce Pearl for me.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Also, his son's super annoying too.
Yeah. I did like in the middle of the game last season. I don't even remember if it was – I don't think it was an SEC tournament. Maybe it was. He's just yelling at Greg Sankey in the middle of the game, which kind of rocks.
But it's like –
it's insane behavior.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, but if I'm an Auburn fan, I'll love it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they should. I think if you've got a guy that, especially if it's the head coach's son, is screaming at the commissioner. So I assume, I don't remember what was going on why Auburn thought they would have been wrong last year by the SEC, but just berating the conference commissioner in the middle of the game while he sits on the floor, that rocks. That's fun.
Is Stephen Pearl like the Bronny of basketball coaches?
I don't know. Nepotism wise, sure.
Just a thought. But yeah, like Blake says, UConn coach is embarrassing too. Dan Hurley and Bruce Pearl would love it if they're. I'm loving them if they're my coach. When they're not my coach, like I can't.
This year's been bad for Dan Hurley. I think if I was he's obviously going to get a lot of grace from back-to-back national championships.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He
always has that.
But that shtick's going to get real old real quick. I don't know. I
hope they get bounced in the first round. That would be hilarious.
They'll probably go on some insane run, and it's UConn. Who knows? But I think for Dan Hurley, see Bobby Hurley. And whatever. I do sincerely love Dan Hurley's passion, sincerely, because it's not always scream at the refs. But when you're not winning at the rate you've been winning at, all people see is you screaming at the refs.
Yeah. Who do you think?
I was going to push back on the Bronny thing a little bit. Bronny gets, which I guess this is more evidence as to what Blake's saying. Steven's better than Bronny. I don't think there's any evidence that Steven's a better coach. Excuse me, but maybe he is. But LeBron has earned the right to put 15 of his kids in the NBA and then none of them be good. Bruce Pearl's not earned that.
Well, if LeVar Ball can do it, so can LeBron.
Hey, LaMelo. Or LiAngelo, sorry. LiAngelo made it to an All-Star game.
Oh, the celebrity All-Star game?
Is that what it was? Where he was
I think so.
Someone was like, is this the only song he has? And everybody was clowning him. And I was like, to be fair, it rocks.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Well, you always got to have the first one.
Yeah, no, I mean, sure.
Blake said if Bronny's name is Landon Raby, he's not getting drafted.
Oh,
Blake,
I mean,
I've been drafted before, okay?
we've settled this on the show.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm just
Was it
saying
the 28th round?
LeBron's great grandkids have earned unearned time in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because of him. That's all I mean. I don't know if I genuinely mean that, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah, whatever. They did lose to the Hornets last night with Luka, which is crazy.
It's a regular season NBA game. In the words of Stephen A. Smith, I don't care. We don't care.
That's true. Well, and any NBA game, we don't care. I mean, let's not sit here and think we care about the playoffs either. We really don't.
I care enough to watch. I don't care enough to cheer on any particular team.
I've been watching a lot of TikToks on USA Hockey. I think I'm more into hockey now than I am the NBA.
I don't know if I think this is a soccer effect where it's fun for you because it's the USA. I think the moment that you don't really have a team, you have a dog in the fight, you won't watch a single
I'm out.
minute of hockey.
Yeah, you're probably right. I need those 3 fights in 9 seconds before.
I will say the way hockey has owned this moment has been awesome to watch.
Oh yeah.
This is it's fun. It's cool. I mean, that game just started 20 minutes ago. USA Canada.
I honestly don't. Why are they playing again?
So I don't know how the Four Nations Cup works or whatever, but I'm assuming it was a round robin of sorts that then went to like a final.
Okay, so this is the final.
I'm almost certain this is the final. I've kept up with it a lot less than a lot of people.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's the final. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, championship. So there you go. Four Nations Face Off, which is a great. I'd just like put that. That's a great name. I think you should try to call any athletic competition a face off, and it's immediately cooler.
That's what we should name our golf tournament.
Face off.
More important issues, golf face off.
I like it. I'm in. Sign me up.
Let's get back to Tennessee a little bit. What player do you think needed let's call it a bye week or break the most?
I mean, just nature of rest, probably Zakai.
Yeah.
I
don't know though. Like the way he finished out that Vanderbilt game, I'm like, I kind of want to see him keep playing.
Sure, but I think he probably needs the rest more than.
Yeah, that's probably true.
He's gonna be fine. It's Zakai Zeigler.
Yeah, maybe Okpara, he's like, man, I have to play so much because we have one guy that can come in for me off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, Tennessee it's probably the answer is probably everybody because we're playing with non-scholarship players currently.
Yeah.
So the answer is probably everybody, but Cade Phillips has been injured. But everyone's been banged up, but no one's been out. Other than you had Zakai out with that knee injury for one game. You've had some illness, but thankfully no one has visibly or reportedly been through any nagging injuries that really needed this week. So that's good, but I'm sure everyone could use just rest.
Yeah.
Probably hasn't allowed.
Well, I feel like it comes at a good time too. Like you're through your big rivals, you're through your kind of the meat of your schedule a little bit, and now you play a number 7 team. And
Yeah.
I think this is a big game because Tennessee wins this one on the road.
Clip that.
I think there is a good chance they win out, and that means they're number 1 seed.
You think this dictates? You don't. You think if Tennessee wins this, they beat Alabama? Like you're just kind of locking that one in?
I just think I think I said good chance. And I think there is a good chance Tennessee wins that at home. Because Alabama hasn't played a great schedule up to this point either. They lost to Missouri. They lost to Auburn. They haven't played a whole lot of great teams. Like now they're starting to get really into their schedule.
I think there's a good chance Tennessee wins it. I thought the way you were saying that, you're like, all right, if Tennessee wins this one, they kind of roll. And I think there are enough tests in there. Like I think that's why I asked that. I don't think you're wrong that there's a good chance, but I think with the Alabama game, you've got Ole Miss, who's just a classic
weird
B team you don't necessarily want to run into. Because who the heck knows what you're going to get any given night with them. Beyond those two obviously present their challenges, but then after that, you should win out. And Tennessee a 1 seed. That's interesting to say, Landon.
Here we are. I think if Tennessee wins out or they lose one game, I think they're a 1 seed. Because if that's the case, you'll either beat number 7 Texas A&M on the road, or you'll beat whatever a top 5 Alabama team at home.
They might not be top 5.
They might not. They might lose before them.
Yeah. No, you'll definitely acquire ish. It'll be if you beat both of those, it's 2 quad 1 wins. I don't know what Ole Miss would be. That might be 1 win.
Yeah, it probably would.
So I think you help yourself a ton, and I just please just be good in March. Figure it out. Find some consistency. That would be the most Tennessee thing this Tennessee team could do. Is they've been so inconsistent all year that inconsistency turns into consistency in the postseason.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They proved that nothing was consistent by being consistent.
Yeah. Well, Texas A&M, they haven't really played a whole lot either. They lost Alabama, lost Kentucky. The only good wins they have is Missouri and Ole Miss are their top wins. They still got to play Tennessee, Florida, Vanderbilt, and Auburn. And they just got whooped by Mississippi State, which I don't think anybody really saw that coming, but lost by 16. I think they're up 1 at halftime.
It was away on the road on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Was that Tuesday or Wednesday? Whatever it was, Tuesday, I think. Take that with a grain of salt, but it's still worth noting. Like this isn't the problem is last year you played Texas A&M on the road and they just shot lights out. And if you run into that, it kind of is what it is at that point. Can you match it? I would put a lot of money on Tennessee. Can't.
Yeah.
So you just got to find a way to not let them shoot the ball as well as they did. Which I wouldn't say it's a theme for them this year, so maybe you have that going for you. I feel good about this matchup. I'm not terrified.
Yeah, they ought to. Wade Taylor is their scorer. I think, with our guards, you got to. And it would be different if he was kind of like. I think Tennessee deals with. I think they have issues with size at the guard position. Wade Taylor doesn't have that. He's not a big guard by any means. And if that's their leading scorer, he's 6 foot. So, yeah, if he goes and shoots the lights out, they probably end up winning. But I don't think you're really going to have to worry about him just driving to the basket over and over and over again. He wants to stand out there and shoot it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Tennessee they haven't let just one guy beat them. They've let, teams get hot from 3, sure, but they haven't had just one guy just demolish them.
To average white guys from Kentucky equals 1, to be fair. I think my math is out. I think it does. That was so stupid.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that. I need to mention that.
I just hated this, like, what came out after that was like, yeah, he'd shot like 10 times the whole year until tonight. I'm like, of course he did. Of course. But yeah. It should be a fun matchup. I think it is kind of like, hey, Tennessee, you came back against Vanderbilt. The polls didn't really give you any, they didn't really care for it too much. Didn't think that was a great win. Moved you back in the polls. And now you have an A&M team who moves up right behind you. I think this is going to be a big matchup at home and kind of like, I think help your case to say like, hey, can this team win a big one on the road? Can they go finish one on the road?
Yeah, I think that. I don't know if it necessarily helps your case any in terms of seeding, but I think fan confidence is one thing. I don't know, but your confidence to go win anywhere at this point in the season, I think any team would love to win something like that. Obviously, you still have SEC tournament, but I think get it rolling now, especially against this kind of matchup. You obviously want and need these kind of SEC wins. So, Landon, I think we're sitting here talking, and I'm like, this is a must win.
Might be.
I think I'm joking for everyone that's thinking I'm actually calling it a must win. But if we need to, I'll call it a must win. That's fine.
But I think if you want to be a 1 seed, it might be.
I think if you want to be a 1 seed, it might be just because obviously your opportunity to gain wins right now is getting slimmer and slimmer by nature of games. And then obviously your window against top ranked opponents is getting smaller. So yeah. For 1 seed talk, this does feel like we're in that territory. I don't know if that makes it so, but you certainly feel like you're getting there. We'll just call it a must win. Why not?
Well, I think Tennessee, and I don't know about you if you've kind of thought this, but it feels like Tennessee's kind of like, that's top SEC teams. It was kind of Alabama, which I guess we'll see in a couple weeks of how Tennessee stacks up with them. Auburn, Florida, and it felt like Tennessee and Texas A&M is probably like behind those teams. If you go and take care of business, look impressive on the road, I think you put yourself back up there in that position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, and I think this team, like, I love when people doubt them because that just seems like when they play their best. I guess
they get a "Don't Pick Us" video dropped right before the tournament. If you keep saying that stuff,
yes, please.
No, please don't.
Don't pick us.
I mean, that's fine to say, but let's not. No videos. No video okay. Evidence that it.
I think it would just be cool to like have a video of just Rick Barnes walking off the court with just like a little soft smile.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Like right after a game, not happening.
No. Not happening. He's like, good God, I can't believe that we only created 8 turnovers instead of 25.
That was what I did notice that in the Vanderbilt game is I think we only had 1 steal. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
All they tried to do is get inside to carry and all right. Anything else for basketball?
No, we did mention a video, and I just want to note this. I sent a text to my brother. I was going to text the More Important Issues message. I don't know if you watched the Hunter Inslee documentary on YouTube yet.
I'm about halfway through.
Yeah, it's not that long. You didn't just knock it out.
It's like an hour long.
I think it was like right at 40, if not under 40 minutes. I swear.
thought it was-
I'll look it up. I feel like I watched it pretty fast. I mean, I was just doing stuff around the house when I watched it. It's 45 minutes.
Okay.
But as I was watching it, and I've thought about this pretty often since June, I still can't believe Hunter Hensley made it home.
Yeah.
I'm not being sarcastic, or I'm not, this isn't hyperbolic at all. That is one of the most impressive plays I've ever seen. Because it's, in any sport, it's so outside of the, like, how often do we see plays made at this point, like, outside of the norm of sports? Like, and rightfully so, you see, like, Saquon Barkley's turnaround, hurdle, whatever you want to call that, over that guy. Insane.
Yeah,
but,
just stuff you're like never seen before.
But it also wasn't in the College World Series and ultimately the winning run.
Yeah.
And it was obviously incredibly athletic to do what he did on the move, and with a torn hamstring, we find out. Incredibly athletic, but also in just heads up play. And if Patrick Mahomes did that, it would be ESPN top play for months.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the no-look pass. I mean, that he apparently is the first person to ever try a no-look pass. But yeah, you're right. It was one of those plays where you're like, how did he do that?
Yeah, like what? 9 times out of 10, that dude's just trying to run over the catcher and hope that ball pops out. And that, which they talk about as football, him playing football a lot. And it's funny, they talk about him not shying away from contact, like him actually initiating contact a lot. So it's even funnier that, like, his football instinct probably said to lower the shoulder. And instead, he just makes an insane cut that while running full speed.
Yeah, and in that documentary, his football coach is like, "Oh yeah, he just loved contact. Like he sought it out anytime he could."
Yeah.
And then, no, just avoid that. Maybe that catcher thought the same thing. He's like, "Man, this kid, I was about to just plow me."
Yeah.
Run over me. Sorry. I'm glad Joey's not here. He's a big pause.
Yeah. That was dedication to Joey.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about it, and it's funny to, listening to Hunter Hensley talk about it and Elander. And Elander's like, I'm sending you in that moment, like, pretty much no matter what. And then, like, I can't imagine the shit on his, like, going through his mind when he sees that ball come off the wall perfectly, fielded perfectly. I mean, it had to just be like, chalk it up. I mean, I don't know, chalk it up. Like, and he knows Hunter Hensley's injured, and he's still just, we're going.
Send him.
Yeah, and then you watch the play, and it's even seeing how early that ball arrives.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's out by a mile.
That's another aspect of one of the best plays I've ever seen, is that he wasn't even close.
No, yeah, he was dead in the water.
Build the statue. I mean, build it. I'll go out there and build it myself if you need me to. Just give me permission.
Well, I think Omaha has that, like it's like a statue out there of somebody sliding into home, right? I mean,
isn't it like the A&M statue kind of? Isn't it like isn't it like at least a few people?
Is it? Okay.
Isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know how it is, but they need a new guy sliding home. It's Hunter Hensley.
Yeah. It's TD and Ameritrade, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. Oh, it's this is where
people
you're like,
celebrating.
These boys don't know ball. I think it's like NCAA characters. You know,
okay.
no numbers, no names kind of deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm with you, though. New statue.
New statue. It looks like the baseball team is going to be really good again. No shock.
Shocked.
And I know the competition hasn't been great, but you do have to play those teams. You need to look impressive while you do it. But I mean, Tennessee's playing so many. Like, I think yesterday in that midweek game, I think 15 players had an at bat, and they scored 29 runs. It wasn't like Tennessee kept their starting 9 in the whole time. 15 guys got an at bat. UNC Asheville had 5 hits.
It's going to be, which obviously, you know, you mentioned with the level of competition, like you kind of don't know where it'll level off, like where this team will end up. The good news is you find out in a few weeks. But it's going to be insane if Tennessee can keep producing teams that score and hit home runs at the rate that they've been doing.
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't too long ago that a UNC Asheville was strolling here and give Tennessee some, like, yeah, Tennessee might win, but it'd be tough. Like, those midweek games didn't used to be a rollover by any means. And now you're scoring 29 runs in it.
Are you saying that the guy that started the midweek games couldn't cut it or something?
Wait, what do you mean?
You saying the guy that pitched midweek games a few years ago couldn't cut it or something?
I'm talking before that guy. I know where you're getting at.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to clear.
Yeah, before that, let's say 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
He was a freshman, probably redshirting. Yeah, I mean that, and it's crazy, like the amount of people that were out there in, I mean, just horrible conditions, rain, cold, middle of a basketball game on Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, I thought you were talking about Tuesday. And I know Tuesday started early, but like if you went to that, I'm sorry. Kudos to you. You're a real one. I also think you're dumb.
My dad's gonna shoot you a text after this episode.
I was gonna follow it up with, I mean, you are a real fan.
Yeah.
And you are better than me if you attended that game.
Also,
your dad's probably sick all week.
Probably. With the weather,
you got to get into that. Like, you got to get into that ballpark when you can. It's not cheap. It's not guaranteed. You got to get there.
Yeah, I saw like standing room only resale tickets for like $200 for the A&M game.
Yeah,
insane. But can we get the basketball team and the baseball team on the same page? This whole like playing a baseball game in the middle of a basketball game is that shit is for the birds. Let's stop doing that, please.
And it was supposed to be a 4 p.m. game on Saturday?
Yeah.
It got moved due to weather?
That's what it said.
I mean, it's not going to be any colder than it was Tuesday. Right?
I don't know. That's what I thought. I mean, I don't think it's supposed to rain, so they're just worried about it being cold. I mean, is there that much of a difference between 2 and 4?
Beats me.
I don't know.
I was going to try to play golf Saturday morning, but I guess not.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Damn.
If I'm going to be out there at a baseball game, look, now your dad's going to be like, you were going to play golf on Saturday, you moron. With cart covers and a heater, I would like to know. If Lindsey Nelson will let me bring my portable heater in, though, that'd be pretty sweet.
I probably won't care.
Should we try?
Yeah.
I might try it. I'll just put it in a clear bag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If it's in a clear bag, you're good.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a fun year.
Yeah, and like, I mean, you've already seen baseball, like how baseball happens. Dalton Bargo was 0 for 5 on the weekend against Hofstra, and then comes in and has 5 RBIs in 1 inning, 2 home runs, including a grand slam.
Which is it 4 grand slams for the team so far?
3.
3?
They have 3 in 4 games, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Hunter Ensley's raking. Dean Curley's raking. I mean, you have all these fresh. Jay Abernathy walked 4 times. He walked, stole second, stole third, and then scored on a throwing error trying to throw him out at third.
Which, why are you even trying to throw him out? You weren't going to.
Yeah. It's like, maybe he's slipped or something. I guess just.
Did you do your homework for Kivett?
Homework.
Did you do your game by game?
Like my notes?
He told us to do a game by game, and we go through them at the end of the year.
I have not. Have you?
Yeah. I did it before the first pitch.
Oh, like, wait, what?
So we had him on, and he said
Yes.
he does his game by game.
I remember this conversation, yes.
And then he told us to do them as well, and we open the box at the end of the year and go through it.
Oh, I thought we were just going through his.
I think then he assigned up. That was the original plan, and then he got carried away and assigned us homework.
So we're supposed to do this before the games?
Well, I think you were supposed to do it before the season, but I don't think it's too late at this point. I think you were going to have all 4 of those as wins, so I think you can still do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know. Okay. We're predicting wins.
You're predicting win-loss for the entire season, preseason, but now 4 games into the season since.
Okay. Yeah, I had those as wins.
I was just curious how many wins you were maybe at now.
I don't know what I was at before. Like,
I don't remember what you said off the top of your head, but I was curious. I think you were around like 40, 42, something like that.
Okay.
And I was curious if now that you've seen this team in action,
Yeah.
or maybe if you sat down and actually listed them out, if you ended up with more or less, or where you were at.
It's just so hard to say.
No, I agree. I was just curious. I was curious if when you actually wrote it out, rather than off the top, where you actually ended up at.
Because, like, we all know somebody's going to solidify themselves and win a job they probably weren't supposed to, I guess. We'll see what Tennessee looks like when Asuna gets freed by the NCAA at some point, hopefully. Free Berto. And then the pitching staff is just a wild card. Like, yeah, there's talent there, but sometimes talent isn't. I mean, Chase Burns was one of the most talented pitchers Tennessee had, and he couldn't start a baseball game.
Right.
He was horrible. So, I mean, you just got to see it come together against good competition. I think hitting is going to be there.
Yeah, it seems.
And they have guys that can hit like an 80-mile-an-hour curveball, so that's different. So, yeah, I think there's a ton to like about this team. There's just so many new faces. Like, it's still like trying to learn. And I guess that's the cool thing about baseball. There's so many games where you kind of learn who like everybody is. And baseball is one of those sports, kind of like basketball. Like, you know what these players look like when they're up to bat. You know what they look like, when they're shooting. And football is just kind of hard to get that like picture with their helmet on all the time. But I feel like baseball, you like actually get to know these players as the season goes on.
Sure.
And the media team does a good job of kind of showing that personality with the cool things that they do. And the media part of Tennessee does a good job of putting those players out there, and they're welcoming to it. So, yeah, there's just a ton of new faces. I think Aaron Combs was just cloned, and now we have Ryan Combs. They're the exact same person.
Yeah, it's This is I was already excited, but then you see just like you get a nibble of it, and it really fires you up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
and another really good freshman class. I know we've talked about it, but they're going to be hard to keep out of the lineup. And I think Tony Vitello brought it up. He was like, I mean, if some of those guys came up to me and be like, I should be starting, he'd be like, I don't have a rebuttal to that. Like, yeah, you should. So should like 15 other guys. And you just got to make the most of your opportunity, which I thought Bargo was one that I'm like, man, he struggled opening weekend. That's going to be hard to get back. And then he comes in the midweek and does what he did in the second inning, where now he's back in it.
right. And I think that's going to be the hard, not only finding the right pieces and players, but the timing aspect of it all, I guess, is the way to say that. That you have a lot of options, but knowing when to go away from guys and when to stick with them. Like which is a good challenge if you're Tony Vitello to have. Like that would be the preferred challenge to have.
Yeah.
I feel like they've handled the trying to think of the right word, like the staffing of the team really well the last 2 years. Like they've just gotten guys in the right positions at the right times really well. And not to say they didn't do it previously, it's just stood out more the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And they did it's real easy to kind of see a team like UNC Asheville, see Tennessee hit a couple home runs in those first innings, and those guys get in the box and they're like, man, I want to do that.
Right.
But then they're working counts. They're getting deep in counts, I guess UNC Asheville doesn't matter how deep you get in their bullpens, but Tennessee, I think, is setting themselves up nicely for SEC play by being patient at the plate. I mean, they drew 22 walks against UNC Asheville, which that's not good on UNC Asheville's part. But Tennessee worked a lot of those counts and 3-2 fouling pitches off, and that was fun. I mean, Dean Curley walked 4 times. Jay Abernathy walked 4 times. Cannon Peoples worked 3 times. So yeah, just fun to watch those guys that, yeah, they could go up hacking, but they're like, I know this isn't going to be the reality when it gets into SEC play, so I need to continue to be patient.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited. I don't know if I've got a bunch, but it's finally here.
Yeah, we do have a question about baseball real quick.
Saturday.
It says, guys, who is one baseball player Tennessee's fans should be talking about a little bit more?
Talking about more. I'll let kick us off. Who's not gotten the hype that they deserve?
I think Gavin Killen's one. I mentioned this on the bat flip. I think he's just like he's batting in the 2-hole behind Dean Curley. He's in the middle infield with Dean Curley. Like, Dean Curley kind of gets all these accolades and everything. And Dean Curley looks like a grown man. I get it. But Gavin Killen is sitting there. I mean, he was 2 for 4 the other night with 4 RBIs. He hit a big home run. He's going to hit a lot of doubles. He's a doubles machine. He can't miss a barrel. I just think he's kind of that. I don't know if he's forgotten, but he's a guy that, like, Liam Doyle gets love. Hunter Ensley's going to get love. Dean Curley gets love. Andrew Fisher's going to hit a lot of home runs. The guy that just hits a bunch of doubles doesn't get the same kind of love. But I think he's a huge part in this offense and a huge part of this team going forward.
Okay. I don't know if I can – I don't know if I could name someone that's not getting love. Not that there's not guys that you should kind of be aware of and look after, but I don't know. I just feel like this team is getting a lot. I mean, a lot of love. I think the media coverage for baseball has drastically changed in the last 5 years.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like I don't know. It's one of those things like I feel like you know this team pretty well. So I don't know what the right answer is. I like yours.
I think Tanner Franklin could be another one.
Is he not getting? I would be like, yeah, I feel like.
I mean, not
a good bit.
Well, and if they're really going to do, this is kind of, it should be a cheat code. It shouldn't be legal what they're doing. It's them. Liam Doyle can throw 99 to 100 from the left side, and then you bring in Tanner Franklin that can do that from the other side. If they do that, I feel like that is. I mean, you're going to put yourself in a really good chance to start the series off 1-0 with those two guys. And I think Tanner Franklin just being out of the bullpen probably doesn't get the same kind of love as a starter does. And then when you have Liam Doyle, who struck out 11 batters his debut, you're just kind of thinking about that, not really the guy that they brought in after him.
Right. That's fair. Name one other guy. Let me see if I think he's gotten.
Maybe Chris Newstrom.
Okay.
Freshman that I like. He wasn't like one of the top guys coming in, like in this recruiting class, and apparently he's just knocking the cover off the baseball and in the winter and really, solidified himself as getting some playing time. So I feel like he could be a guy. I feel like Reese Chapman's probably like, he's been with the program for a couple years now that maybe he gets talked about, but probably not enough because he's sitting there at like 8th or 9th in the batting, or 7th, 8th, or 9th in the batting order. And, he's a guy that could be a Kavaris Tears type.
You don't think Reese Chapman's gotten talked about a lot?
Not a whole lot. I don't think so.
Yeah, I just think when I read, articles and like threads, I feel like I see his name come up a lot.
Yeah. Maybe there's just so many guys that they can't just name. Like, you feel like they're all kind of not talked about enough.
Maybe, but I feel like this. I mean, obviously, college baseball is a little bit different in Knoxville. It's grown so much so fast, but I feel like just looking back, especially when we first started, there was virtually like you would be lucky to find someone who could name a Tennessee player just walking around Knoxville.
Oh yeah.
Now you'll see people wearing jerseys or jerseys, I guess is more often. Like I'm wearing right now. Our boy, I believe in what you did in midweeks, Xander. Even if Landon, this actually, I can't remember this was the Xander one. This might be this is the Xander one. But yeah, it's pretty wild to see how that's changed.
I mean, could Antigua be one of those guys?
Antigua's probably one I should have named. I talk about him a lot, but I don't know if I talked about a ton. And I think part of that's the bat, which is fair.
Yeah.
But
especially the way Manny Marin's swinging it. That's the thing, is like you can't take a day off.
Right. Not on this team.
No.
Not on this team. All right. We're gonna transition, talk a little more ball, different shape, different style, different kind. Before we do that, listen up, coffee lovers. Do you want to start your day with a fresh, locally roasted cup of coffee and make a difference while doing it? Grade A Grounds is more than just great coffee. They are all about giving back. Right now, you can support an incredible cause by purchasing one of their special edition coffee bags featuring artwork from talented students and benefiting amazing organizations. And if you're a part of a school, team, church, or nonprofit looking for a delicious way to raise funds, they have got you covered. With their coffee fundraisers, your group keeps 40% of every sale. meaning more support for the things that matter most to you. Bonus, here's the best part for you guys. Just for being a loyal listener, they're giving you 10% off your order. Use the promo code MORE, M-O-R-E, at checkout and enjoy premium coffee while supporting a great mission. Head over to greatagrounds.com to grab your bag today. That's greatagrounds.com. And don't forget to use promo code MORE, M-O-R-E, for 10% off. Drink great coffee, make a great impact. Great A Grounds, coffee with a cause. Shout out to Great A Grounds. Make sure you guys go check them out today. And like that said, if you're looking for a fundraiser for your organization, get in on this right now. Reach out to them. They'll get you set up and get you guys rolling.
Do it.
All right. Football.
Before we do that, special shout out Lady Vols winning tonight against Alabama on a Tennessee Thursday night, 88-80. Number 15 Tennessee, I think, beat number 18 Alabama. So good win at home for the ladies.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Kim Caldwell. Kimberly. I'm a big fan.
Huge fan. Huge. All right. Speaking of Tennessee coaches.
Can I give a sad score update?
Yeah.
Canada's up 1-0. Almost to the end of the first.
Damn it.
This feels very much like a Tennessee game where it's more than just Tennessee fans excited about it. It's like everyone in Knoxville, everyone in Tennessee. Tie ball game. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not getting sad. Tie game. 1-1. Let's go.
What kind of hockey chants? I want to learn some hockey chants.
I don't know. I just do USA. It'll work.
Yeah. What's some USA soccer chants? Can we do the same?
Carry them over? Yeah, I'm sure. You got "Oh Win the Yanks." You got "We Love Ya, We Love Ya." Of course, the "I Believe That We Will Win" that the rest of the world makes fun of, but I like it. That's one thing I don't like about international soccer fans is they're very, very uppity about their chants. I agree. We love the classics. We love the ones that create. And the United States get a little bit more creative, but we're a big country, not just in terms of population, but in terms of size of land. Organizing grassroots efforts to start chants is a difficult thing. They also make fun of our USA chant, which if you could chant your country as easily as we can, you would do the same thing. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it seems like a personal problem. It seems a little bit jealous.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's some.
Yeah.
I can't wait if hockey ever makes it because you've never heard this. Because I think hockey's always just been on the cusp of being a major sport in the United States. It's been very close. But we need to start hearing if international hockey is going to be this big, we need to start hearing can you imagine if LeBron had played hockey at a young age? What if you had Steph Curry on skates?
That would be pretty sick.
That's when you'll know it's made it as an international sport. I
mean, I'm trying to think of who else I'd like to see on. Kyrie Irving would probably be good on any point guard, probably good on skates.
Yeah. Well, not immediately, but if they were good on skates, they'd probably be incredible hockey players. Yeah.
Yeah. Who would be terrible at Zach Edey?
I think he's Canadian. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I've seen him pitch. He sucks at that. So.
I think Zach Edey is Canadian, which is more.
I think he is too. I think you're right. Makes a lot of sense. I know who he's cheering for tonight.
He just looks like a douche. He's from Toronto.
Oh, okay.
And went to IMG. Get out of here.
The American Dream, huh?
I don't understand this. He's played for two different national teams? Oh, wait, no, he just played for Canada. Okay. The way it's listed is confusing. But
All right, Tennessee coaches. Some I guess promotions and then a new hire as well. So Tennessee did lose Mike Eckler to Nebraska, where he is now the recruiting coordinator, special teams coordinator. And he was also the outside linebackers coach at Tennessee. So Tennessee did promote within. Lavorne Harbin, Coach Chop, gets that the full-time coaching staff. Evan Crabtree has been promoted. I think he's still off the field, but promoted to special teams coordinator. And then they hired former Central Michigan head coach and NFL assistant John Bonamego. I think that's how you say it. As the assistant special teams coach.
I think you nailed it.
And I know Crabtree's been he's worked with Mike Eckler a ton with special teams, so that makes sense. And Josh Heupel's always been a guy that he likes his group and his guys, and he is more than comfortable hiring from within and not going outside. But Coach Chop makes a ton of sense to be the outside linebackers coach. He's Tennessee's recruiter. I know Rodney Garner gets that. He's also recruiting well, but the majority of the time it's probably Coach Chop that's done a great job with the relationships, getting guys to campus and stuff like that. So that makes sense to keep him. You want to keep all your recruiters because Tennessee doesn't have just phenomenal recruiters on the staff. They got good ones, sure. But Coach Chop is probably your best one, so definitely want to keep him. And I think he was already kind of getting paid like a on-field staff pretty much. So I think he got paid $325 last year as an analyst. Now he's making $350 as an on-field coach. So
you're telling me you can pay an analyst more than $50,000? Doesn't sound right.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like there's a school a little south of here making sure another school had to pay an entire coach's buyout.
Yeah.
Sorry. I won't start this.
No, you can start it. That's cool with me. But yeah, I think that it just makes a ton of sense how they did that. I mean, I don't really have a ton to say about it, but definitely didn't want to lose Coach Chop. I think Crabtree's more than comfortable taking over that special teams job. And then Bonamego, I think that's cool to kind of get a guy with that much experience as an analyst. It's not really been Josh Heupel's MO to get kind of the veteran guys on staff. So maybe he's just trying to try it out and see if it works, and maybe he does more of that in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of pair him with a younger coach up and coming, and I just think that makes a ton of sense. I think you need a special teams coordinator. I don't think they need to be
I think you need someone that's dedicated to it. Now, obviously, they can have other roles within it, but I think that should be their main focus. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
And I don't know how Mike Eckler was, but I mean, I think probably Coach Chop was coaching more outside linebackers probably already than Mike Eckler might have been. I think Mike Eckler was kind of that special teams coordinator, but also he had the title for, I don't know, maybe help personnel and stuff like that. But most of the time the edge rushers are with Rodney Garner.
Right.
And Coach Chop. So that makes, I don't know. I'm like you. I think you need somebody that's their main focus is special teams. So that makes sense to have the special teams coordinator as one person's job and not having to have two different titles or two different responsibilities.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Anything else?
Do you have some questions regarding Tennessee football? Or not really. Well, yeah. I think the big thing this week was no spring games. That's been the big topic. I think USC's not having one. Texas announced they're not having one. Are you okay with not having an orange and white game?
I mean, the way they're doing it now and charging people for it, yeah, 100%. Like, why? I think it's a cool thing. I think they should get back to doing it for free. It's just they treat it like a fan day, like it used to be. I mean, I think if you're doing it the way you're doing it now, then yeah, it's kind of dumb, pointless. But I think when you can get fans, especially fans that don't get to normally attend games and don't get to be around, you can get them there and they can get autographs. And I think when you can do it like that, it's really cool and really special. But I mean, the way it's been going now, whatever. I don't really care.
Caleb, there's no money in that.
Yeah. How dare you not, just rape your fans for profit? I mean, that would be a disservice to anything. I think. I mean, if you're going to charge for it, I think if you bring in an outside team, and it should be competitive. And, at this point, I don't care, but it gets into the root cause that I think you're doing a disservice to fans. So, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're also doing a disservice by charging them. So, do the disservice however you choose to do the disservice, I guess is what I'm saying. It won't bother me either way.
Yeah, I haven't been to them in a while. And I think probably from a coaching perspective, they're probably pointless. Because, I mean, most of the time, like, you're not playing your best guys. I think it's a chance to see, like, young quarterbacks, young players, maybe out in a Tennessee uniform, running around, cool. But I'm like you. I think it should be more of a fan day instead of a scrimmage, basically.
Right. And I think that's when I say all that, I say that from the perspective of someone who's probably not going to go, because I get to go to the games in the fall. It's just not something unless I'm just free that day. It's not something I set aside time to go to. But there's so many people that don't get the opportunity or they have kids that don't get the opportunity, and so I think it's really special for a large portion of Tennessee fan base. Fans. And that's who I'm talking about when I say it's not a disservice to me in particular, because I usually don't go. But I went as a kid when I didn't get to go to a lot of games, and I loved it. And there's a lot of kids that don't get that opportunity now. And yeah, I think from a head coach perspective, I would view it as a waste of time football-wise, but not a waste of time as far as, like, we're garnering support for the team. We're giving fans unique opportunities with the team. That's where it's valuable to a head coach, an athletic director, an athletic department. But they're unfortunately only viewing it from the lens of dollars and cents rather than – listen, if you go, yeah, winning's good, but in the midst of that winning, you also want to try to create fans for the future. Winning can do that, but another way to do that is to have an event like the Orange and White game used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of in, like, the whole, like, autograph thing. I know it's a weird subject now, especially with NIL and stuff going on, but I just feel like there should be some kind of way. It's like, hey, game's free. If you want autographs after, you can pay $25.
No, let players opt out for that. Let them opt out. They get to decide for their brand now. Let them opt out if they'd like to, and fans are going to take notice of who opts out. Or you sit in line for 3 hours and sign one autograph per person and make a kid's day. Or you opt out of it because you don't feel like you're getting paid for it, and so be it.
Yeah.
And fans will know that and remember that. They have to make business decisions. Let them make business decisions.
Yeah. I think it's also a good way, like you said, like your brand, like promoting your brand. Like we mentioned the baseball team, they get to you get to see the personality a lot more up close and personal at a baseball game. Football games, you really don't get to see that personality a whole lot. But this could be a chance where you get to see that. Hey, maybe somebody takes notice in you and be like, hey, I'd like for you to do this for my company.
Yeah.
So I think it could be kind of help you promote your brand a little bit in a different kind of way. But yeah, it's used for money now, so I'm kind of out on it. I'm kind of like you. I could really care either way. I'm probably not going to go. Like I'll have it on at the house, but you can't take anything away from it.
I would be okay with that too if they said, "Hey, we're just not going to televise it. To see it, you have to be there." You're making me make a decision that I may or may not make, but at least you're saying, "Hey, it's for the people who actually show up." That's cool, man. Do that.
That's true.
No,
I still don't understand the whole like we're going to do like OTAs and stuff like that. Because couldn't you just like have an open practice? That's basically what it is anyway.
Say that again. Do what now?
Well, Sark said he's doing it a little different this year where they're going to do more of like NFL OTAs. But NFL OTAs, they practice with different teams and they have fans watch practice. Like there's a ton of open periods. I don't know why like college coaches, it feels like they're so closed off from the media where NFL people is just like, hey, come watch us practice for a little bit against another NFL team. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
No, I agree. It's very weird. It's always been very weird to me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get the whole secrecy of college football because, like you said, there's so many levels where it's not a closely held secret. So
yeah.
No, I think it's a great question.
Yeah. But yeah, $20, I guess, next orange and white game. You can keep going up until people's. No. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I don't know.
I was like, I missed that.
I mean, this will probably be the last one, I assume, if they even. It just seems like that's how everybody's going. And I heard somebody say the other day, it's like, well, they don't want to do it because guys can get hurt. So they're just not going to practice at all?
They can get hurt in practice.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Why can you not just do an open practice? If you don't want to have a full-fledged scrimmage, you don't do this halfway in between a scrimmage and halfway. Just do a practice.
Yeah.
You practice in Neyland plenty of times. Just do a practice.
Agreed.
They scrimmage in Neyland all the time. They scrimmage in preseason in Neyland.
I would like it more if they did a practice. Like the scrimmage stuff is just so watered down. I'd rather see like, hey, inside run over here. Hey, let's do one-on-ones over here with corners and wide receivers. Like that would be something more interesting to me than let's run bland-ass plays against a bland-ass defense.
Yeah, let me watch
guys who probably are never going to play it next year. Yeah,
I'll watch the special teams period. Let me see how you line up. It'll be fun. See how you get ordered. Whatever. Danny White,
one more question.
I'll pledge $50. I'll pledge $50, Danny White, if you make Josh Heupel run an actual practice in Neyland for us to attend. I'll be there with $50 ticket.
Okay.
I won't be the only one.
I mean, and if you sell concessions, you can make money.
Well, if Airmark.
Like, it's not like. Yeah. So, I mean, sell drinks. Who cares? Dollar drafts.
When I was real little, you used to be able to bring in, like, a lunch, pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or at least they didn't check bags, one or the other.
Yeah, they weren't paying somebody to get a good check.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we used to bring in like backpacks to that game.
Like a media member.
With lunch.
Yeah. You look like Eric Kane hauling in.
I'll never be as good as Eric Kane. Even with my lunches.
What's one football matchup that can include Tennessee that you'd like to see in the college football playoff next year?
Anybody but Georgia and Alabama. Florida State versus Rutgers.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to expect of two teams next year. And I mean, I don't know what would make for like an interesting matchup exactly.
So you're a big Greg Schiano fan, huh?
Yeah. I was going to say Vanderbilt, but because they're also awful, but I would rather see Rutgers than Vanderbilt in the college football playoff.
Yeah. I mean, that is the cool part about it is you get to see kind of these matchups that you'd never see like in a regular BCS style.
I mean, Tennessee played Ohio State one time prior to this year's matchup.
Yeah. I mean, when has Penn State and SMU ever played before?
Let's find out. I don't know. Two programs who should have gotten the death penalty.
Yeah.
One did. Good Lord, I can't type to save my life.
I was trying to think of some more like cool matchups that you could do. Like a
It's not letting me go to Winsipedia.com. This site may be impersonating them. What? What's going on? Okay. I might have just got my information stolen. I don't know.
like a Tulane and an Iowa.
Oh, I'm in for that. If I was going to Tulane, they'd be in it all the time. I think we're going on my. If I can win again this year, if I can go in, I think this will be our 5th year going to the college football playoff.
Okay. How far have you gotten?
We play Tennessee this week. I'm in week 4 right now.
Oh.
Yeah. They played 3 times. Penn State and SMU.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what like just an awesome matchup would be.
Yeah. Because I don't want any SEC teams there, so.
Right. Yeah, give me Florida State Rutgers. Why not? Vindicate dog poop guy.
Vindicate what?
Dog poop guy. Dog poop.
Oh. What about a Boston College versus Rutgers? It'd be like a kind of New York, Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Does Rutgers get claimed by New York? I know that's a said thing, but like, is that? Are they New York?
They're in New Jersey, aren't they?
They are. They're in
Piscataway?
That sounds, yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. But I mean, like, I think that's the whole reason they got added to the Big Ten was to like get the New York market. And I was like, I just can't believe there's a bunch of Rutgers fans running around.
Syracuse is New York.
Upstate, baby.
Yes, so.
I don't know. Whatever.
Arizona State, Notre Dame.
Okay.
For the parties.
For the parties?
Well, in Arizona State, it's supposed to be like the.
I think it's the number 1.
And then you got Notre Dame, who's.
They're probably pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but I would imagine.
There was a baseball matchup, and it was awesome. It was Ball State versus Sacramento State. So it was Ball Sac.
Ball Sac State.
Yeah, Ball Sac State, yeah.
It's like Carson Newman playing in the Sac.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Sac. Any other matchups you'd like to see?
Not really.
Well, so I guess since you brought that up, I was thinking about like, what's your favorite March Madness run?
Oh, that's easy. Florida Gulf Coast.
I feel like what were they called? Were they called Lob City? Was that what they were called?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like we really missed out on a Florida Lob Coast or something.
Yeah.
We should print those shirts now. I think my favorite run ever was the Kemba Walker UConn run. I know it's UConn, so it's not a Cinderella run, but they also won 11 games straight behind Kemba Walker.
Yeah, what was their seed going into it?
They weren't
too high, were they?
No, I think they were an auto bid. I don't know. I mean, they might have been able to make it in anyways, but they won the Big East. And then see, that was 2011. They were a 3 seed.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was lower than that.
I would have thought too, because I knew their season wasn't excellent, and they got in with an auto bid, or not got in. That's not the right word, but they were in regardless. So, but yeah, that Florida Gulf Coast one. I watched the Davidson run during those highlights with Steph Curry in 2006.
Okay.
St. Peter's a few years ago was fun.
That was the year I think Rick Barnes was still at Texas. They were
in the Florida Gulf Coast year, or
yeah,
he would have been. That was
Tennessee and Scotty Hobson, right, with Bruce Pearl.
Was it that early?
I'm pretty sure. Because that's when we beat Kawhi Leonard, right? San Diego State.
What year? Look up what year Florida Gulf Coast was. I thought it was later than that.
Oh, I don't know if this is Florida Gulf Coast. This is when Kemba.
Oh, Kemba 11? 11 would have been. It would have been Pearl's last year, right? Am I thinking of that right?
I don't know. Was that 2011?
I think that was Bruce Pearl's last year. I'm trying to get this pulled up here. And we lost to Michigan in the first round. I'm pretty sure it was Konzo in 11-12.
Because they won it again in 2014, UConn did, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was that season.
2011?
Yeah. It wasn't?
No. That was 2011 was the year we lost to Michigan in the first round.
Mick Cronin was at Cincinnati. Now he's at UCLA. That's crazy. I don't know why I just saw that, but that popped up on here. All right, what else we got? You got any questions?
No, I assume because I think Joey sent us that photo. Did you all talk about in Illinois basketball?
Oh, yeah. Terrence Shannon. Dude, how does that happen?
Well, people were like, they couldn't fix it before the game. And I was like, it's not like it was a massive banner. Why could they not fix it before the game?
Yeah.
And how do you not check it?
That's embarrassing.
Do you know if they ended up winning or losing that game? They deserve to lose that game. You should.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it should get counted as a loss no matter what the final score was.
If they win, it's an asterisk.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
No, but I didn't have anything else other than that one.
Stupidity. I'm going to go with the NBA All-Star game, whatever it is. It's horrible.
Hey, Mac McClung won it for the white dudes. Again.
Yeah, he just keeps coming in, and then he's back off to the G League where he makes less money than – I mean, he must just work just to win the dunk contest. He's won more money off the dunk contest than he does, like, his contract.
Is that true? That accurate?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him. He should just permanently become a Harlem Globetrotter.
I think so, too. Uh-oh. There was a coach firing in Knox County. Yikes. I didn't even read the article, but I assume it had stuff to do with the Booster Club.
I don't think it said directly, but
Okay.
I would assume as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Hate to see that. Also, did you see where Carson Beck and Hannah Cavender had 3 vehicles stolen?
I'm all for the NIL. Why does he even own a Lamborghini?
And a Mercedes.
Yeah, I mean, I own the Mercedes, whatever. But why do you own a Lamborghini? What are you doing?
Why do people need 2 cars?
Valid point. You only get one. I don't know. Whatever. Also, how are all 3 stolen simultaneously?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got to be.
This sounds like an insurance scam.
This is like Georgia.
His
former teammates was like, I'm going to get you back, and I'm going to steal. Or maybe it was a repo. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I'm going insurance scam. All 3 stolen at the same time.
Yeah.
This is insurance fraud. Classic case. Look into it, Allstate. Carson Beck, you're not in good hands anymore.
Do you think he's like, God bless, why did I go to Miami?
I mean, if getting 3 cars stolen in one night has got to make you rethink that decision. I would imagine.
Well, also in Athens, Georgia, you're the only one with a Lamborghini. Like, there's no hiding that thing. Like,
right.
Like 25 people saw it as you went out of the neighborhood. They're like, oh, there goes Carson.
Yeah. Also, everyone talks about our $7 million quarterback. Our $7 million quarterback isn't driving a Lamborghini.
Also, I have this saved. I'm going to tell everybody listening. I think I have it in my bookmarks. I'm a big bookmark guy.
I always forget to go back, but I'll bookmark stuff. But
What is highest paid college athlete in history?
Carson Beck?
Yeah,
It
that was a graphic.
doesn't have a number on it.
No.
Did Miami post that? Who posted that?
Front Office Sports.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, surely it's not legal for them to post that.
Yeah, I don't think they posted it. But I can't wait for them to go like 7-5, and I'm definitely going to post that. All right, how are we looking? We up? USA up?
Oh, let's get to the old box score.
Still 1-1.
1-1 in the second. You know how many periods are in hockey, Landon?
3?
3. That's right.
Oh yeah. I'm not just a pretty face. I will say this: I don't know anybody on our team.
No, I don't know a soul. I don't really care.
But love the US of A, baby. Sidney Crosby's Canadian? Screw that guy.
He is, yeah.
How old is he? 37. Dang. All right. Anything else?
That's all I've got, man.
Cool. Guys, thank y'all so much for listening. We'll be back Sunday. If you are in the vicinity on Saturday, come see us at the baseball game. We will be there. Going to do the world's largest hot dog review. So get you a dog and join in.
We're going tarps off too.
That too. Yep. It's going to be cold. A lot of layers to be taken off, but we will do it.
If we hit 2 games, we are going tops off. We can't say 1 now because that's likely.
Yeah.
So if we get a second one, tarps off. That's the rule.
What if a freshman hits one?
Who's the freshman?
Name them all, or
I don't. Nah, gotta be 2. It's gonna be too cold. Gotta be 2.
what about if Jay Abernathy steals 5 bases?
Sure. Or if they're back to back, if we have back to back home runs and the first one being a grand slam,
Okay.
then
What if we throw a perfect game?
tarps off. We're going in the river.
Yeah, we're going pants off.
Yeah, everything's off.
Yeah.
We're gonna take home plate and throw it in the river if we throw a perfect game.
Okay, I like that. No, we're gonna take Ross Kivett and throw him in the river.
We can't.
270.
We can't do that, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got 10 guys.
You teed that up for me, Ross. I'm sorry. Do we have 10?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. It's a crowd.
Been with a lot of dudes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, come find us. We'll be there.
Oh, and watch party at Old Smoky.
Yeah, we'll be
Last
there
one.
with Fox Sports Knox, Fan Run Radio. So, yeah, come hang out with us there. Then at halftime, I guess we'll Uber down to the baseball stadium and start that up. So, looking forward to a fun weekend on Rocky Top. Go Vols. And we're bringing the boat in, and we out.